Hello, this is foodoffensive.com, and I'm coming at you here shortly after the presidential elections and the general elections, and just wanted to cover a food matter here. Of course, with Prop 37, I would be amiss to not cover it. So I wanted to cover it, and the fact that it didn't pass, and I'm just stunned at the fact that, based on the results of the voting, it didn't win. So that means the majority of Americans, specifically majority of Californians, this was a California vote measure, specifically Californians, the majority do not want their food labeled. Now, you cannot tell me that that's the case. You seriously do not want to know what's in your food. Well, obviously there could be, in my opinion, a few reasons why it didn't pass. One, that Californians are ignorant, and I say that ignorant to the true meaning of the word, and that they didn't understand the full meaning of the measure or what they were voting on. I mean, I know how it is to vote on something. It's like, am I voting yes? When I vote yes, does that mean I'm voting to keep it or to take it away? I understand the confusion, and I've felt that before too in voting. Or number two, are they just dumb in the fact that they don't even know what it is, and or that could go along with also just not caring about what gets passed or their food being labeled. Do they not care about knowing what's in their food? I really have a hard time. I really have a hard time believing that there wasn't possibly some fraud going on. That's my third reasoning, is that there could have been some fraud. Obviously, we had some of the largest corporations in America give millions of dollars to vote against, or to talk against and go against the Prop 37 measuring, because they have something to gain and obviously something to lose if it passed through. So that could have been a lot of it also. And I refer to carightToknow.org, California Right to Know. It's a Prop 37 group. Yes on Prop 37, and they talk about some possible smear campaign type stuff and negative advertising and things that could have gone for it. And when you have large corporations that stand to gain from keeping the current situation we have, where nothing's labeled as far as genetically modified foods go, then of course they have money to pay for ads against Prop 37. So that could be a big reason why too. And I'm just looking through this site, and they're actually very positive. The Prop 37 group is very positive, in that I think, and I agree with them, there has been a huge awareness brought to light as far as the labeling goes, and hopefully across the country people will adopt this and put it into act in their own states, and put it in the hands of the state. And because we know that if a company is required to label, and I've looked at this in other videos and other updates, when a company is required to label a product in one state, of course they're just going to go. They're already paying that money to change their labels and things. They're going to go about changing it for their whole product line, and that's product line being sold in other states. So I think it's a good deal whenever especially a large state like California can pass something like this, if we could ever get it passed, and the fact that it will give us the opportunity to see it done in other states as well, as goes in California. So goes the rest of the country. And I would say for this food labeling measure, any state really that can pass it, it would require some huge steps for manufacturers. Then obviously they would just change the label for the whole country. So that's a good deal here. But I just wanted to point out that, and I just find it hard to believe that Californians, the majority of them, do not want to know what's in their food. I just really find that difficult to believe. There could have been some fraud involved, like I already said. Obviously, people that don't care so much about the food labeling, or don't know enough about what's really in the food, to care about it. Obviously they just go by what they see on TV in the ads, and that's why it's important, to give money to these measures, and we can put out the correct ads when you're fighting against large companies like Monsanto and ConAgra, PepsiCo, and other Coca-Cola and other large companies spending millions of dollars to support their agenda, which is to not label the products. Then of course they have more money for advertisements, and they can put out the ads that people see more. And when someone doesn't know enough about a measure, or doesn't care enough about a measure to look into it, or doesn't know enough to care, I guess I should say, they're going to go to the poll, and when that option pops up for Prop 37, they're going to say, oh, I remember seeing this on TV, and major food companies told me that I shouldn't label my food for one way, that we shouldn't allow the food labeling to change for one reason or another. So they're just going to vote for it, and that's probably more what happened than anything. But I just wanted to cover that, and a state like California that grows a lot of our produce and has always been seen as healthy eaters and things like that they wouldn't want to know what's in their food. And obviously these big companies, large multinational corporations, have won this time because they were able to keep the current status quo in, and that is not knowing what's in our food and not knowing when genetically modified food is in there. Well, I would tell everybody, again, like I've said before, it's all about reading the label, because there is information on the label, and obviously not enough, not as much as we want to see. But I would say that if it's not certified organic by whatever organization possible, if it's not certified organic, if it's not a non-GMO verified product, then obviously it's probably going to have GMOs in it, and you should just avoid it altogether. So until we can get that full detailed labeling in with the extra information we want to see, I would just say steer clear of anything that's not organic or a non-GMO project verified product. And it's the best we can do for now. So I would say continue to watch the Prop 37 camp and watch what the progress on that as we continue on, and look to other things throughout the year, and as we wait till the next opportunity for us to vote for this, maybe in that state again, or hopefully in more states. So until next time, this is foodoffensive.com coming at you from the front lines of our food supply. Thank you for joining me.